What's up, Zachary? First one here. She's looking good, isn't she? The stainless steel on the glossy black is a really good combination. Let's go live on TikTok here. TikTok. What's up, Predict? TikTok. Yeah, I'd love to see it coming together like this. I mean, look, you know, the slowest and longest parts are really, you know, those first 3 welds to put everything together, the lid and all the tanks. But after that, like, you can make big progress every day in terms of, you know, the function. PTFE gaskets, right now it's just silicone, but I'm going to get PTFE since they're higher temperature resistant. And PTFE is just a great material for gaskets, so we're going to do PTFE. Not far from when we can see it in action exactly, because you know we're going to do some test runs before, you know, because like the longest part after we finish all the actual physical construction will be all the electronics, because you guys are just seeing the machine, right? But then I have to make pretty much a whole cabinet of electronics. Like the electronics box is gonna be its own pretty much separate machine to build. What's up, Solomane? So that's gonna take some time, but the good thing about that is, you know, the electronics box is gonna have 12 magnetron, 12 microwave transformers in it. What's up, Giovanni? You said you're at a Mexican restaurant right now. Well, that's what's up, man. But here's the thing: we can test run it when we only have one, right? It'll just be a tenth of the power. You said, when am I gonna release the PO box? Once I get this up and running, because I need to deal with my own plastic first before I start taking people's plastic and get overrun. What's up, guys, on TikTok? Hey, Giovanni and Solomon, will you guys be able to pin my Cash App in the chat? Let's see. Let's go live on Instagram here. Yeah, I really do like the stainless steel, and there's only going to be more stainless steel as well. It's going to come about. Thank you, Giovanni. I appreciate you. So it's good to see all the progress. Thank you. You said nice work, Christian Tuts. Thank you. It's going well. We're back, guys. We're back, Instagram. Look what we've added. We've added the valves on there. We've added the valves. We've added the valves, and also just so this right here is the inlet. This is where we're gonna load plastic in, and then this is the outlet. This is where the plastic vapors are gonna come out, right? And I have this view glass here because I think it'll be a great idea, right? Where we load plastic in and you can literally see it going into the reactor in a way, right? Like you can see it sitting there in that viewport. And I'm also going to do a viewport on this as well after we have the condenser. So that way when the plastic or the crude oil vapor from plastic turns into the actual oils, we can literally see it happen. Because that'll be so cool, right? Because usually when you turn these machines on, there's nothing to see physically. It's just the sounds of the electronics on, right? That's it. But we'll actually literally be able to see plastic going in, and then the vapor, or the liquids rather, being condensed out as it happens. Now, a part of this system, those of you that have been in my class, okay, you've been in my class in the early live stream days. Thank you for the donation, Cameron. I appreciate you on TikTok. You remember we mentioned a double valve system, right? Because a double valve system is how we're going to be able to load plastics in while it's running, while also keeping it airtight, right? So, first of all, I got to thank all you guys, because the reason we even have these valves and even got this far is thanks to all of you, your donations. It goes so far, so thank you all so much. We do have the Cash App pinned in the chat, anybody that does want to donate. But once again, I thank you guys every time, because we got here thanks to you. Thank you for the donation, MRRDRZ on TikTok, and Cameron. Thank you guys. So, double valve system. What you see here, what this thing is a valve right here. Meaning this opens and closes and keeps it airtight in the meantime, in between, right? We're going to have two. We're going to have another valve up here, all right? And let me show you the beauty of these tri-clamp fittings. Once again, thank you guys for the donations, because in my past reactors, we had to screw everything together with big pipes. Now we can just clamp it together because we have these tri-clamp fittings. So look, we want to get this next valve on here. We just set it up. And then we take the clamp and we just clamp it on there. It's a little bit tough with one hand here trying to hold this on here, but see? There we have it. Just like that, we installed that second valve. So what's going to happen, guys? First of all, I'm going to have to have a hopper on this thing, first of all. Second of all, I'm going to have a step stool to load the plastic in, because look at the thing. It's literally as tall as I am. We don't even have the hopper on here, so when I got to load plastic in, it's going to be a different thing. So anyways, here's what's going to happen, right? Let me just grab something as a demonstration. Okay, yeah, you see this brass fitting? Let's just pretend like this is a piece of plastic, right? So what's going to happen is we have a hopper up here. We load it in, boom. Then we open up this first valve, okay? We open up this valve, it falls down. Now it's here. We can literally see it because of the glass. Then we open up this next valve after this valve is closed, so that way no air escapes, no the vapors escape. Then it falls into the reactor. Right? That's essentially how it works. Double valve system, pretty simple. So he said a Minecraft mod, yeah, pretty much. This is modded Minecraft to the extreme, innit? So that's the good thing about the double valve, because now we're gonna be able to load in plastics while it's running. An amazing feat. Thank you, MRRDRZ, for the donations on TikTok. I appreciate you so much, man, for your contributions to this project. I appreciate you. So guys, you know, we welded these things on. We added all these pipes. With everything we add, right, we have to make sure that it's not leaking. Because you know what we're about. We're not about emitting or having any pollution from this machine. We got to make sure it's not leaking. So I do the pressure test. I put in compressed air, make sure it can hold pressure, has no leaks. Suffice to say, yeah, this thing is holding pressure. Suffice to say. So, I always check the leaks and things, and we're good. We have no leaks with all these things I just welded on. We got something else we got to weld on as well. I'm about to show you in a second. Make sure you guys will be able to see it. Are you planning on running this on solar panels anytime soon? I'm planning on running it on the fuel it creates, just being plumbed through generators. Would you be able to use magnification and mirrors using the sun to heat plastic? Yes. You can, but then designing a reactor out of glass would be really tough. You know, yeah. So anyways, guys, clearly you see it's airtight, which is great. We always want to see that, because once again, with it being airtight, that means that we're not going to have any of the plastic vapors, the crude oil vapors, escaping into the atmosphere. So we can keep this machine at zero emissions and zero pollution. So next, where's it at? Okay, so obviously we have these things here, but I gotta put one more on, one more fitting, one more for pipes, and that's gonna be actually down here at the bottom, right? It's gonna be like right here. And why are we gonna put this? I don't think you guys on Instagram could even see that. Wait, let me shift these cameras over. I don't think you guys can even see that on Instagram. Yeah, let me do this. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Look, we gotta put one more group of pipes right here. And why? So what's gonna happen, guys? Here's how this machine is gonna work, okay? Here's how this is gonna work. We're gonna load in plastic from the beginning. You see there, you see the valves. Plastic goes in there, blades are on the inside that spin, agitate the plastic, and also move it down the machine, right? Now, this plastic turns into three things: liquid fuels, natural gas, and carbon. Carbon is the last form of the plastic. Carbon is all that's left of the plastic in the machine, right? So that carbon is actually no longer plastic at all, and it ends up, it comes out as a waste byproduct. But the good thing about it is it's actually not waste, because it actually has a lot of monetary value and tons of uses. So it's not really waste, but it's a byproduct, you could say, right? Well, it is literally a byproduct. So anyways, plastic becomes carbon by the time it reaches the end of the reactor, because this chamber is so long, right? So by the time it reaches the end, that carbon is going to actually fall out with that that opening that I'm going to put on there. So the carbon will fall out, so that way we can continue to load plastic into the machine, right? And continue to have carbon falling out for as long as we really desire, right? You know what I'm saying? That way it's not going to get gunked up with carbon, because this machine is going to operate continuously, meaning we really will only turn it off when we want to, right? We don't have to turn it off to load in more plastic. We can load in plastic while it's running. So there's going to be a lot of carbon, a lot of fuels. For example, my last machine, the most I could make was 1 gallon a day. I don't think you can even see my last machine anymore. It's literally shadowed by this huge thing, right? I can make 1 gallon a day. I want to be able to make like 5 gallons a day with this thing, honestly. I activated carbon, put into tires, concrete, cement, asphalt, on and on, So there's tons of uses. I know it's a waste byproduct, but come on. If you could take something that's waste and literally make money from it, I don't consider that waste. I consider that a beneficial product, actually. Just like how the fuel, like the gasoline we get is a waste byproduct. But you never say gasoline is waste, right? You say it looks great, thank you. I think it does too. Unfortunately, guys, we have to cover it in insulation. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a shell, a sheet metal shell around the insulation. Spray paint that black so it keeps the same look. Because I really like this look. But we do have to cover in insulation to get better efficiencies and waste less heat. So that's just a part of the game. That'll be one of the last things I do, though. Have you considered having the whole thing in a tent? Yeah, I am gonna have it in I'm gonna be getting a really big greenhouse to put it into, actually. A really, really big greenhouse. So you're the man, bro. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it, man. And man, I'm working hard out here to get this done ASAP, because we still got a lot to do. I know it looks like it's coming along. Yeah, it's 100 inches. It is coming along great. It is. But I will say, guys, there's a lot more that we have to do, though. Thank you for the fire emoji, MRRDRZ on TikTok. I appreciate it. Are the blades installed? Not yet. In fact, okay. Guys, I'll let you guys decide. What should I do next? Should I start to create and put in the blades first, or the mounts for the microwaves? The wave guides. What should I do first? The wave guides or the blades? You guys let me know. The blades will be cool, because obviously we can, literally see them in there spinning and stuff. So, yeah, I wonder, but we need both no matter what, right? So we have to do both either way. But what should I do first? Blades or wave guides, microwave mounts? Mounts for microwaves. Because here's the thing, guys. To test run it, we need to have both. We have to have the blades and the microwave mounts. But, it's kind of half and half. It's literally half and half. Half people are saying blades, half people are saying microwave mounts. Yeah, that's kind of tough. I do know the blades are visually way cooler because obviously you're gonna see it spin. Wave guides. Actually, I see more wave guides than blades. I naturally was gonna do the wave guides first. The blades are gonna take a while, but so are the wave guides because there's gonna be so many. And also, I have another question for you guys, right? I have another question. Should we put the wave guides? You know, we want to put like 8 to 12. Should we put them all on one side, or should we like put like maybe 6 on one side, 6 on the other side? You know? You said flip a coin. You said the blade gets dull. The blade's already dull. It's not sharp to begin with. This thing, oh my goodness. This thing hover bee is in my face. But yeah, the blades are never sharp to begin with, so that way the microwaves don't arc off and form plasma. You said you love chemistry. I do as well, Jessica. It's amazing. Yeah, it's literally a split decision between the blades and the waveguide. Thank you, Games and Drinks, for having the Cash App pin there in the chat. I appreciate it, man. Hey, what's up, Soy Amigo? What's up, mi hermano? It's going well, man. It's going great. You said, how long do the blades last? I never had the blades break or anything, because what happens is, obviously there's oils inside the machine because the plastic is turned to oil, right? There's carbon, all these things. So the blades really don't have much direct metal-to-metal contact between all the things that are going on in there, right? You said, in case of any part malfunction, I hope it'll be easy to remove sections or parts. It'll be easy to remove parts, but not sections. Like, I can't, like, split this into 3 different tanks, but every single microwave mount can be taken off, can be put on, can be covered and closed off, just like these pipes can as well. So it's modular in that sense. The blades can be taken out or put in, but, you know, you need the blades for it to operate, because otherwise, you just load this thing full of plastic, it's just sat there, it's not going to do anything, right? You got to have some blades to spin it about and agitate it, get the maximum amount of surface area, contact with microwaves. Could you add windows? I've added windows in my last machine, Mark IV, and you really can't see much. It's so dark in there. It's not really worth it to add windows. You know, we're going to add these sight glasses so we can see the plastic going in and the oils dripping out. But other than that, I mean, I don't really want to add a window, because it's also, you got to think about it too. Every window you add is a risk too, because if you have a minor explosion or a big explosion, that's shrapnel, right? So it's just, it's not worth it in my mind, at least where I'm at right now, because also, if you have glass, microwaves will go through the glass. So right now, if I have this thing turned on, the microwaves can't escape it. There's no microwave risk of it heating up my balls and making me infertile. Quincy Curry, thank you for the $20 donation on Cash App. I appreciate you, Quincy Curry, wherever you are, on whichever live stream we're on. Thank you so much, Quincy Curry. Competition Frenchies, thank you for the badge on Instagram. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you, guys. You said keep testing compression? Yeah, guys, this thing is still holding pressure, of course. Yeah, it's still holding air. It's not having leaks. We're good on that front. We're good on that front. You said that's a good question. What's the good question? You're just using high heat and pressure, right? We're not under high pressure. No, we're not under high pressure. It's just high heat. The pressure is probably at max 5 psi. It goes up, it spikes sometimes, but it's low pressure. Right now, we have this thing sat at, well, it's probably lower now, but I pumped in 10 psi of compressed air to just do a good general pressure test. It would never get up to 10 psi. In fact, we're going to have a pressure release valve that's 10 psi. So if it gets up to 10 psi, it's going to vent out anyway. Tony Roar, thank you for the badge, Tony Roar, on TikTok. I appreciate you, man. Did the compression test hold a specific pressure? Set it to 50 pounds of pressure and make sure it holds 50. Yes, it does hold the pressure. So I didn't go up to 50 pounds, right? Because we're not going to even be close to that. At most, I probably go up to 20. But we put in, yesterday, we put in 9 PSI. And then we just had it sit there the whole live stream, right? And then near the end of the live stream, it was still 5 PSI. Or whatever we had set it to. We opened it a little bit just to make sure that, you know, it was still, just to visually or auditorially tell you guys what was going on. But yeah, it was fine. It holds the pressure. And then I sprayed the the bubble solution over every single one of my welds, under it, on the top of it, everywhere. Make sure that if there are leaks, it's not my welds. Of course, there's gonna be minor pressure drops because of like the pipes. I don't have Teflon in all the pipes, and you know, maybe I don't have the gaskets clamped down enough. But other than the little minor ones, the main thing we want to make sure is there's no leaks on my welds, right? Because if the welds are leaking, that's a different story than if there's just a general leak on you know, the pipes or something, because the pipes can always be clamped down harder and stuff. And you know, guys, the good thing about these stainless steel pipes too is they're not gonna rust. You know, they're not gonna rust like on the last reactor. We had the pipes with rust and stuff, because these are some hydrocarbons can be pretty, you know, pretty corrosive when they first come out unfiltered or anything. Did you do any heating to it? Heat treating? No, I didn't do heat treating. No. John, thank you for the roses. Heat treating wouldn't be worth it because this isn't operating under that high of pressure anyway. Like, it's operating under very low pressure. Literally less pressure than a tire. So we don't really have to do any extra stuff other than just make sure we have good welds that are completely sealed and, you know, completely penetrating. So you guys know how we have the manual at the end, which is that lid. Some people said I should put one in the middle, so that way if I ever need to access the middle, I can. What do you guys think about that? Because obviously, it would have to be a smaller one, like the one on Mark IV. Do you guys think I should get one for the middle? Because it can't be up here, because the pipe is up here. It'd have to be like literally right here. The issue with that would be, if I add that manway on the side, unless it's like at an angle or something, the plastic would fall into it. You know? The plastic would fall into it, and it could become a big issue, potentially. So I don't know. It would have to be at the top, but it would take up a lot of space. It would take up a lot of space. So, like, you know, I don't know. Of course, then it would be an extra expense as well to buy another one welded on. I don't think it's necessary. I do know this machine is obviously long. And I don't think I can crawl in there even if I wanted to. I think my shoulders wouldn't fit in. Everything else in me would, right? But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't add a manway. Because even if I added a manway, what can I really do? Like, honestly, why would I ever need to have maintenance right in the middle of this machine? I'm just trying to think, like, what could possibly happen? I can't think. Like, what could possibly be the case where I would need to have maintenance, right? Now, we could potentially put a manway like right here, if I wanted to. But here's the thing too, guys. These pipes, I can reach down in these pipes with my arm. Like this is wide enough for my arm, so I can already look down in there. Like if there's something I need to grab out, I can already do that anyway. Yeah, it's not gonna give me a better yield at all. No, adding a manway just adds more issues. Because every single time you add something, you said corrosion buildup, but I can check corrosion buildup from just opening the front and shining a flashlight through, or just opening up the outlet pipe, shining a flashlight. Like, I don't understand what the advantage to having another big port in the middle would do. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm just trying to think like pros, cons. Is it even worth all the effort? I don't think it would be. Cost of electricity to run. Ooh, that's gonna be a question we have to find out, because this is gonna have 8 to 12 on it. So, you know, it's gonna definitely be about the amount of electricity to run as a house for a day, right? But then the good thing is, in running it for a day and consuming as much electricity as a house, we should be making enough electricity to run a house for 2 days at least, right? On the outside of it. You said angle it downward. Well, what would happen? I mean, I can do it if I really wanted to add a manway. I could figure that out. You know, I could even, you know, have it kind of like here and tilt it a little bit, and then just fill in a gap, whatever. But it's just a lot of extra stuff to do, and I don't think it's worth it. Because, like I said, I could take these pipes off, and then shine a flashlight down and put my arm down here if I had to, right? If there was anything. Now, if anything does come up, I can always add one later. You say, keep going, bro. You inspire a lot of people. Make a kid's teens book. Well, and that's a great idea, actually. That's a great idea, because I'm for all people, you know, for all ages. So we definitely want to incorporate into all that. I am writing a book, though. You said, have you been approached by any government entities or other agencies? No, I haven't been approached by the government. If there's zero baffling inside, then you don't need us for the secondary manway. Right. If you can access the spaces necessary from the available openings, don't make unnecessary fail points. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. We don't really need it, so it's not gonna really be worth it. And yeah, like every hole you add is a fail point now. You know, it's a potential place for a fail. Or for leaks, right? So you're just making it more complex with every single hole and opening you add. So you want to keep it at the minimum, right? As little as you can. Ask questions. I'll be letting people in on Instagram. I'm not able to let you in, Bobby. It's not letting you in, Bobby Cubit. There is a door on the end, right? I don't think I can crawl in this thing. I think it's too narrow. But yeah, we have the door on the end here. This is the manway. So this opens and closes to put the blades in, and if I want to take the blades out, that's what that's for, really, more than anything. My pass machine, which you see behind me, this used to be where we get the carbon out of, but on this machine, the carbon is gonna naturally just fall out. Of course, some will pretty much maybe end up at the end here, but we can always spin the blades backwards and get it. You said, when is it gonna be working? I estimate next, probably either the end of next month or May, honestly, because there's a lot of electronics we gotta do too. That is not as, flashy to show. But the good thing is, while we're doing the electronics, we can be test running it, just doing little, really low power runs. We can do that as the electronics are being built out. So like I said, we're putting in 12 microwaves, but I can test run even with just one. It'll just be really low power. We won't get any type of data off, but it'll still be cool. Like, we'll still turn plastic into fuel. Yeah, that is the money shot for sure, the blades. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's your question?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't really have a question. I just want to say, be safe. And I love the videos and stuff.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I will stay safe. Thank you for the badge on Instagram, Dragon Rats. I will indeed stay safe, my brother. Thank you.
All right, man.
You said open it? No, there's air in there, right? Compressed air. If I open it, it's gonna swing open and probably smack me in the face. It's gonna hurt. Thank you for the donation, Queen Candy on TikTok. Definitely don't want to open it with that compressed air in there. So you're doing the wave guides or blade? We're not doing either today. No, I did all this today. I'm not doing. What in the world is on the camera on Instagram? What is going on? What, you guys see that? What is that thing? Oh, it was really a fly or something. Okay. Thank you for the badge, Third World Signé, on Instagram. Today we put these all the fittings on, right? All these valves and stuff, right? So I did my work for the day. That took all day to do. And we'll do, here's the thing, right? Both things, the blades and manway, are gonna take days. Days. The earlier message might not have been super clear, but how do you prevent pyrolysis gas that gets stuck in the middle of the vapor of the two valves? That's a good question. So what I'm going to put on here, make sure this is in the shot for everybody. What I'm going to put on in this valve system, right? I'm going to put a vacuum, a little vacuum nipple. So that way, when we put the plastic in there, we can suck out all the air. And then we can then feed the plastic in and not have air get in the reactor that way. So that'll be a pretty simple fix. Pretty simple solution. Will you need 3-phase circuit? No. No, not 3-phase for this one. It'll be just we'll be at 220 single phase. Well, actually, so I'll be tapping into the 220 port on the generator, right? But it's going to be converted to 120 because since I'm in the States, the microwave parts operate off of 120. You can't run them off of 220, unfortunately. Will you be posting a video showing how the gas runs? Of course. I have in the past, and of course I will now, even better than ever. Have you tried running the gas with a 2-cycle? I've put the gas in 2 and 4 cycles. How much can that hold? Well, there's a good question. So these are 100-pound propane tanks. I don't know how many gallons of water each holds, but I would assume probably like 20. So if there's 3 of them, that's 60 gallons. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Just kind of eyeing it. Circuit boards. We have put circuit boards in here in these reactors before. We can do it in this. It does turn the circuit boards into fuel, and then the rest of the metals and stuff on the circuit board can be collected after. The future is recycling. Star Runner Infinite. Exactly. Because how in the world are you going to say we're going to have an advanced society when we still have trash in landfills? That makes no sense. That's what WALL-E is, where you have spaceships and VR things strapped to your head, and you have a planet full of trash. Having trash is barbaric, primal. A true technology is when you have your waste end up feeding the system. Look at nature, the best technology. What happens to the leaves from the trees? The leaves from the trees become fertilizer for the trees. There's no waste. So yeah, we gotta figure out how to close that loop. It takes energy to make things that we just throw away. That makes no sense. If it takes energy to make it, we better get the energy out of it, and instead of just throwing it away. Literally makes 0 sense. I wish you could make it with food as well. You can only make natural gas with food. You can't make like gasoline, like liquid fuels with food. You can only turn food into natural gas, which is still fuel. You can still turn your food or grass or yard clippings into fuel, just not fuel that you could put in your weed whacker or probably even your car unless you have a natural gas car. But you could cook with it. You can turn your food into something you can cook food with. So that's pretty cool, right? We are literally evolving backwards. How come nature has no waste and all we do is create waste? Exactly, Waffle. Because what we as humans have done in society is we have prioritized production, but not reduction of waste. So we put all this energy into producing more and more, but we don't ever put energy into how we can handle it after the fact. Look at all the windmill farm waste. Because there's this huge boom. Everybody wanted to get windmills all over the world, and now all these windmill blades are just ending up in landfills. Because we didn't think about, wait, what's a way we can actually truly recycle these before we actually get these out there? No, it's just get it out there. Go. Just make it. Put up a jillion tons of plastic in the ocean. We'll figure it out later. So yeah, we are evolving backwards. Because you got to have both. It's a duality. Production, and then the waste reduction side of things, which you transform into your fuel. So that's exactly how I see it. You said my mom go crazy about the light bill. You know, no, the light bill for this one will be crazy. But for Mark IV, the light bill wasn't that bad. I was only paying about $100 a month operating that machine every day, so it wasn't that bad. What's up, man?
How you doing, man? I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So are you powering that off of your house, or are you running it off of a generator? And if so, do you think you could run the generator off of your diesel or gasoline?
I ran my last one off my house, right? But this one is going to have to be a generator because this consumes the energy of a house. And the whole idea of this is going to be, I want to be able to run the machine or the generator off of the fuels from the machine as the machine is running.
All right, cool. That'd also be a good test to actually... I know a lot of people were asking, can you run a car off it? Can I bring my car, or can I bring my truck? If you're running the generator off of it, that's probably the best test that you'll have because you're running it so long.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I just figured I'd call and bring that up. Man. I don't know if you thought about that yet.
Oh, yeah. That's a great question, and that's kind of like the biggest hypothesis with this whole reactor. Like, we want to see, can we do that? Because that would just... Because, look, if we're running the generator off of this, right, we'll be running the generator off of the natural gas, right? So we run a
Right.
generator off the natural gas, but we'd still be getting all the other liquid fuels. So now the generator is running for free because it's running off of itself, and we're still making fuels on top of that. You know, it's just like, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would work, because if you connect it straight to it, it'd be much like the propane tank. So
Exactly.
yeah, man.
Exactly.
That's
Thank
great.
you, man. Great question there.
No problem.
All right. Yeah, guys. You know, listen. I designed my Mark IV reactor. Okay, you guys can't even see it anymore. It's been shadowed by this big black thing. But the machine behind the big black machine, right? I designed that with the hypothesis of, with the blades in there and the horizontal design, basically how it is, it's going to give us a more efficiency. And it did. My hypothesis turned correct. Jay, thank you for the roses on TikTok. I appreciate you. The big hypothesis for this machine here is, can we run the machine off of a generator and the machine create enough fuel to run the generator? If we do that, guys, I'm telling you right now, it's a done deal. It's a done deal if we do that. Because then we still have the machine is running for free, and we still have the carbon products and all the liquid products to sell. It's a done deal. The business is set, just like that. And then, so when we built Mark V, instant. I'm telling you. So I'm very excited to see. And I very much hope that this hypothesis turns true, because it'll be a done deal. Thank you for the stars, Tony Bow, on Facebook, for the 100 stars and the 45 stars. He said, great work. Thank you so much. You said, can you give me a shout out? I'm finding with a lot of people telling me it's not real. Thank you, Jamie, for supporting the project. I appreciate you. And, you know, a great thing that you could do to anybody that does say that the process isn't real is just tell them go on Google and look up turning plastic into fuel. And then you'll see yourself, it's been around for a long time. That's the easiest way, right? Yeah, I am quite stoked for that, because I'm just telling you guys right now. Could you make it smaller? We already made it smaller, the machine behind it. We made this bigger because my hypothesis is, with a bigger machine and a continuously operating machine, it'll be even more efficient. We already had a high efficiency with the last machine. If this becomes even more efficient, then in theory, we'll be able to run the machine off of its own fuels as it's running, which means, like, we're going to be set in terms of a business revenue and profit standpoint, because the biggest expense of this whole process is the electricity that it takes to run the machine. But if we can run the machine pretty much for free off of its own fuels, dude, I'm just saying. Because then you, look, there's money coming in from taking in plastic. There's money coming in from dealing with the plastic, right? I'm sure that's some type of subsidy, right? Then there's money that you would have had to spend to run the machine that's actually not being spent at all because it's running off of itself. But then you still have the liquid products, money out that way. You still have the carbon, which could turn to be graphene and diamonds, money that way, and biochar fertilizer. So I'm like, you got 4 sources of money and no expenses on the machine itself. Of course, you got expenses like, oh, the drivers and operators and things. But think about it. The biggest expense will be covered. Okay, that's why I really want this hypothesis to be true. But it is still just a hypothesis. It's still just a theory. I've not done it yet. But that's the whole goal, guys. That's the whole goal. Because if we can do that, then this whole thing is set. Like when I've been telling you guys, I want this all around the world. That's how we have to do it. When I started this, when I started innovating with the microwaves, that was the whole point. I wanted to get a design that would work efficiently enough, not only on the energy level, but a business level, to get this all around the world. Because that's the only way we're going to get it around the world, because the world runs off of money, right? So we got to get the margins right? That's just what it is. That's how the game works, unfortunately. The world, look, clearly, the world doesn't care about recycling. That's why we're in this debacle to begin with plastic waste in the ocean. Because if the world actually cared about recycling and trash and pollution more than money, we wouldn't have ocean plastics anyway. But we have to make it profitable to get rid of plastics. We have to make it worth the trip, money-wise, to get a boat, go out into the ocean, come back, and then turn your plastic into fuel. We have to make it worth it. So it's all about efficiency. And then if this machine can run itself, this is the perfect off-grid machine. Think about that. The perfect off-grid D-Day, if shit hits the fan machine. Because now you can literally have the machine, which will run itself off of its own fuels, and still make fuels outside of that, right? Because you got to remember, the carbon product is coal. You could burn that. it's still gonna have the liquid fuels after that, which put that into your. So I mean, come on now, that's gonna just open the doors to everything, guys. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. And the craziest part is it sounds like some type of. It sounds fake or too good to be true, like an infinite money glitch or something, or like it breaks some type of law of thermodynamics, but it doesn't. And the reason why is because plastic has so much energy in it that if you develop a way to extract the energy out efficiently enough, you can truly extract more energy out of the plastic than the amount of energy it takes to run the machine. That's just how it works, because you're not creating energy. It'll break the law of thermodynamics and we just got this energy out of nowhere. We're not getting it out of nowhere, we're getting out of plastic, right? And look, we already do this. We have giant pumps that consume a ton of energy that go to pump out crude oil. And yet, when they pump out the crude oil, they pump out more energy worth of crude oil than the amount of energy it takes to run the pump. So we already do that. And plastic comes from crude oil. So if there's any material to do this with, it's plastic in a machine that works properly. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, guys. Just wait. I mean, that's why I'm telling you guys, like, once Mark 4.5 is done, even though Mark 4.5 is going to be an amazing machine, she's going to work brilliantly. She probably will have a very short lifespan because this is going to work so good. I just know it. I just have the feeling. We're going to get the data we need, and we're just going right to industrial. Because as soon as we see that work like that, we're going industrial. We're not wasting time. Because that's all everybody wants to know. Thank you for the $11.11, Connor. Connor Hennessy, he said, proud of you. Be safe. I will, man. Thank you, man, so much. All right, let me land the next person here on Instagram. But that's what's up, guys. That's what we're doing. Yeah, we have to add plastic manually. Mark 5 will actually be an industrial machine, meaning everything will be automatic, like conveyors and all that type of thing. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man, great to see you. And thank you for your support, by the way.
So my main question is, what's your end goal for all of this? Like, what's the size you need? Like, do you need like storage facility size, refinery size? What's the end goal?
I ultimately, I want to make this machine I want to keep it decentralized. I want it to be more of a thing of the collective amount of machines will tackle all plastic waste. So I'm not really looking to make like a refinery size machine, right? Maybe I might have a few big plants, but ideally I want smaller machines, like bigger than this, of course, like, warehouse-sized machines, pretty much scattered all around cities, right, and things. So that way, plastic can be dealt with at the source. We don't have to transport it to a further state or a further city or a further country. It can be dealt with right there where it's been produced to begin with, right? And we could have a few big machines on things like coasts, so they bring in the plastic from the oceans and they just take it right there, right? But nonetheless, that's what the goal is, because I want, the whole goal of this was to deal with plastic waste, right? That was the whole goal and mission always, right? I think the best way to do that is kind of that type of approach of like a giant web of machines that all work together all around the world. And that's also why like I said, guys, this design right here of Mark 4.5 in particular, we're going to see how good it works, but it's going to be open source. So that way people can build their own machines and start to tackle the problem too, because it's, one person can't do it all, right? And while I'm building these machines here in America, people could be in the Netherlands, in Portugal, wherever, starting to build their own machines.
So do you feel this could be a fundamental add-on to the oil business? Like inside a refinery, have a plastic to fuel reactor within the refinery making fuel itself?
I mean, that could be done, and that would be a pretty good conversion, because the oils we get from this can be put right into a refinery to get out the gasoline, diesel, jet fuel separated out, right? So it could be that if they wanted that. I saw it more of like these machines are like behind malls or something, right? Ton of oil coming out because there's a ton of plastic waste. Airports, right? And then what ends up happening is get that oil. A truck comes, picks it up, takes it to a refinery, like they have to do anyway, and then it gets refined, and then a truck can take that to the pump.
Right. So because I work in the oil business,
okay,
and there are ginormous machines that they use energy, but the energy they put out is more than what they use. But I've been following you, watching this whole process, And I just feel like being in the oil business, this would be a fundamental add-on to really tackle plastic waste in such demand, because being that large in a refinery, doing its job, and people that can work on it and maintain it and having it run for so long.
Because this is a petrochemical thing, so it would fit in like a glove right to a refinery. Just be in there with all the other things. It could even be like an automatic thing, like the oils from this automatically just go to the distiller, you know. So I didn't even think about that before, but yeah, that is actually a great thing. Because people all the time want to tell me, am I worried about gas giants? I'm like, no, I'm just going to work with them, you know. Give them some value. So that way they're not going to get mad at me.
That's why I'm saying, instead of trying to basically rule the world of petrochemicals, just add on to petrochemical refineries and storage facilities and having your invention in there. And in the process, it's making fossil fuels and stuff to run vehicles and help the grid while also tackling plastic waste.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, man. That's a great idea. Thank you for that insight, man.
No problem, man. Appreciate you letting me ask the questions.
Hey, absolutely, man. Respect and love. Respect and love. Somebody said, can you use tires? Yes, you can put tires in here. And tires give you a ton of fuels. Tires are pretty much the next best thing under plastic. But actually, they're probably better than plastic when it comes to how many fuels they give you. Tires are some dents. They give you a ton of carbon, too. So, yeah, tires are really good. You know, the only issue with tires, you got to have a shredder that can shred tires, right? Yeah, those are some big shredders that they need. You said, what is this thing in the middle? This is going to be the output for the gases, right? The vapors. When the plastic breaks down and turns to crude oil, the crude oil vapors will go up here to be condensed. Why is it in the middle, you ask? I put it in the middle because, listen, if I had put this output port at the end, right, where near the manway, right, you got to think, we're going to have carbon over here, okay? Carbon, and we want the carbon to stay pure carbon. If I had put this on the end, as the vapors travel up and start to kind of condense a little bit and fall back down, they're going to fall into the carbon. And then the carbon is going to have oils in it. And we don't want that. We want the carbon to be pure carbon. So that's why I put it in the middle, because now what's going to happen is any oils that do condense and fall back down are just going to fall into the plastic, and they're going to get broken down themselves anyway. So, you know, on the Mark IV machine, right? You can see it back there. Mark IV, I put the output pipe on the end, like what's just intuitive. And once again, what would happen would be sometimes the carbon would have oils in it. And it's very important that we don't have things like that in our carbon products, because if you have oils in your carbon, you can't just go bury that in the ground now as fertilizer because it has oils in it. You know, carbon has such a high surface area, it's so porous, it will suck up any oil, any nonsense, right? It's actually great at storing heavy metals and keeping them from just leaching and stuff, because stuff gets trapped in that carbon, so we don't want oils in it. That's the last thing we want. Thank you, Solomon, for the rose on TikTok. I appreciate you. Thank you, Etheria, for pinning the cash up. I appreciate you so much. Check TikTok for wood gas. They use this in World War II. Yeah, but wood gas is a different technology, though. Wood gas is gasification. Gasification is different because you do actually introduce a little bit of oxygen into the mix. This has no oxygen. We can't even introduce a little bit of oxygen, because here's the thing, right? If you're burning wood, adding a little bit of oxygen is fine, because the wood burns fine, whatever. Wood does, you know, wood does have soot and stuff, but it's not like super polluting to burn. But plastic is. So we can't have any oxygen. We can't have the plastic burn at all under the process of pyrolysis. Thank you, White State, for the heart donation on TikTok. I appreciate it. How many pounds of plastic you need to fill a car? Okay, so let's say you wanted to fill a car tank that's 20 gallons. I think that would be 400. That would be 400 pounds of plastic with the numbers from my last machine. But I will say this too. My last machine had a bad condenser on it, meaning a lot of the liquids that I could have got out, I was missing out on. So this is gonna have a way better condenser, because I'm actually, thanks to all you guys and your donations, we're able to get one that's actually been prefabricated and it's going to work way better. So I actually think those numbers will be a lot better. Maybe it might be a lot less than 400 pounds of plastic, right? But the good thing is there's 400 pounds of plastic to get. You know what I'm saying? And there's 400 pounds of plastic, all right. That's not very difficult. We just go to the landfill. Take a trip to the landfill and get some. What's up?
Hello. Hi. I do have a quick question. You kind of answered it on tires. I don't know why my there you go. I asked about tires. If tires are able to be burned, you said they are. Does burning things like tire mixed with plastics make the gas weaker?
Well, first of all, we're not burning it because this is the process of pyrolysis, which has no oxygen. Without oxygen, it cannot burn. But I have mixed some tires and plastic. I have mixed plastics with motor oils in the machine, right? And it doesn't make the gas. It actually makes the gas better when you mix things like that. It gives you like really high diesel yields, for example.
And then also, do you know if you're gonna ever make like a full tutorial video when you figure out exactly how you're going to do this?
I'm already making well, I'm not necessarily making a tutorial, but I am making I am uploading on YouTube like every week, pretty much, just the whole process of me building this. But I will eventually make a tutorial on all these things. I am currently writing a book that will have some blueprints on simple machines, some much simpler machines than these, right? But eventually I will get to these more complex machines. It is a huge, safety thing because I want to make sure people stay safe if they do want to go on the endeavor of building one of these.
I would love to see one of those. You said it'd be great if you're outside, if you're far away. The only thing I'm thinking of, is it going to take more gas to drive to find the plastics than that machine we could make?
To go and find the plastics, I don't think that's an issue because, there's just plastic everywhere, and the good news is, once you have such a big load of anything, it becomes way more and more efficient, right? And there are already programs that go and drive and get plastic, like the so-called recycling programs that just throw it in the ocean, right, or the landfills. They already drive to get it anyway, right? So I don't even think that that's really going to be the issue, getting plastic at all. I think the biggest issue we're going to have will just come down to, we want to make sure this machine can run off of the fuel it creates.
And then one last question. Do you think that machine could actually hurt more people if they end up trying to build it or get into it or do themselves? Do you think it would be
absolutely. Because like a regular pyrolysis reactor is like, especially if you know how to weld, it's simple, it's pretty safe. But microwave pyrolysis reactor has more pressure in it, has electrocution risk. I've had the electrical fire happen. So that's why I've been hesitant for a while to just like give a straight up guide, because I don't want people to hurt themselves, because I myself have had a lot of near-death experiences working with this stuff. Because even if you build it all great, amazing, you can still electrocute yourself in an instant with the microwaves. Like people, like hundreds of people, thousands of people die every year messing with microwave transformers. And this thing is going to have 12 of them. It's no joke. So that's why I've been hesitant, because I want to make sure I can make it. If I show people how it can be done safely, because that's, it's a scary thing.
Yeah, I've seen you lighting the propane, and I'm sitting there panicking, like, oh my God, what if that blows up? So I think, well, that goes wrong.
Yeah, fortunately, I only had one explode on me, but still, that's the thing too, explosion risk. So it's a lot, especially doing it in your backyard. So that's the main thing. But ultimately, like I said, I'm gonna figure out how to do it safely, and I will make a guide. So great questions, thank you.
Thank you for letting me join.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got your back on the way.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Somebody said, can you explain the burning process? There is no burning in here. That's the first thing you need to understand. This process does not burn anything. You need oxygen for something to burn and catch on fire. There's no oxygen in here. Thank you for the badge, for the donation, Raha, on the TikTok. Will you be able to remove the carbon black continuously? Yes. We're gonna mount or weld on another pipe fitting near the end here. We got $20 from Allie on Cash App. She said, for Lightspeed, thank you so much, Allie, for the $20 donation and your contribution to the project and to history. Mark 4.5 is coming together, guys. Thanks to all of you. Because look, for example, let me show you this. Let me ask you guys, okay? I'll ask you guys. You tell me. You tell me. Okay, so you see, we have all these pipes. Pretty small amount of pipes. How much you think all these pipes cost, guys? We have to get more. But how much do you think all these cost right here? Just spitball some estimates, okay? Because we got some valves. It's all stainless steel. You said 2,000? 4,000? Oh, you guys, okay, you guys are way overdoing. I thought you guys were gonna be underdoing it. No, it was only about $600. But still though, think about it. Just these pipes were $600. We had to get the propane tanks, had to get the manway, have to get the steel, the wheels, you know. So right now, it was $600 for these for all of this. But let's say I want to put together the price of all of this so far that we have, because we still have a lot more to do and to add on to this, like the blades and motors. All of this right here together right now is probably at close to $2,000 right now, where it's at. Oh yeah, it will for sure pay for itself 2,000 times. Billy, thank you for the $20 on Cash App. He said, good job. Thank you so much, Billy. I appreciate it, man. You guys are okay. You guys are thinking it was like $2,000 for these valves. Yeah, so this whole machine right now is about $2,000. We're sitting at close to it. That's just the materials, not labor, of course. You know, how many hours of labor have I put into this? I've definitely put in over 20 hours of work so far. Okay? Over 20 hours of work. Probably most of that has been welding. The welding has been taking a long time. Because, look, guys, there's a reason I can do this right here. Because it's airtight. It's been holding the same compressed air this whole time. It's completely airtight. The welds are completely sealed. That's why I can do that. Yeah, for $3,000 in labor. Right, exactly. And we're not even done yet. We haven't even hit the most laborious parts yet. The welding was rough. I won't lie. I mean, like, I'm gonna do it, of course, but sometimes I was like, man, like, cause I knew I had to do so many welds because I'm not trying to have this thing. I'm not trying to have any weak welds, any leaks. I knew I had to do a ton. Sometimes I was like, man, I got a lot. I don't know if I feel like it, cause you know, welding just has your neck hurting sometimes. You know, you gotta be doing stretches and yoga or whatever to get yourself in the right place after you weld for so long. But you said, dude, you might need to weld. You might need NASA welders up in here. For Mark 5 for sure. Cause look, this one is so big. I'm still scared when I load this with compressed air. I know it's fine because I've loaded it. We've gone up to 11 psi up to this point, and it's fine, right? But I'm still scared though, because you know when you put something under pressure, you just know like it could explode. You know, it 99%. It's like a propane tank, right? You would never just take a propane tank and just throw it in the air. 90% of the time, 99% of the time, it won't explode when it lands. But there's a chance it could, right? There's just a small chance that one time. That's kind of how I feel with this, especially since I welded this, because you know, just makes you feel like, maybe I messed up somewhere. But obviously, it's not leaking. I did so many welds. That it's just kind of like we're pretty much good. But then sometimes I get scared of these, because look, if these are on here like half-assed, then that can like pop off and shoot up like a rocket. And if my face is right there, boom. See, I already told you guys. Listen, I used to look like Kurt Cobain. I already turned black because I got shocked one day, right? Imagine if I get an explosion, what I'm gonna look like next? I'm gonna look like Cthulhu or something, right? Have you ever looked into Encore Pyrolysis system? I have not. I'm gonna look that up. Thank you. I never heard of that before. I'm interested. What is that? What is Encore Pyrolysis system? There's compressed air but no oxygen. We put compressed air in here. When the machine is running, we have to take all the air out. All of it. We have to either displace it with another gas, or we have to vacuum it out. I want to do a vacuum test on this too. I actually have a pump. It's not a vacuum pump, but it's actually a pump from an AC, an air, what do you call those things? Air conditioner pump that I actually modified to compress my my natural gas on my last reactor. But it also has a sucking side, so we can actually put this under vacuum. I just don't have a vacuum gauge. I need to get a vacuum gauge. In fact, let me go get that pump. Actually, 1 second, guys. Let me go get it. It's just right here. It's just back here somewhere. I'll be right back. This thing is a little bit heavy. Like, it looks small, but this thing got some weight to it. But this survived the fire. And I haven't turned it on in a year now, but it really, I mean, there's really not much that could go wrong. I mean, it's kind of out of a window-mounted air conditioner, and it has one side that sucks in a ton of air and one side that pushes out. In fact, guys, let's just plug it in right now. Let's just plug it in right now and see if it works, because it should work. I mean, there's not really anything that can go off in it from just sitting there. Let's just see. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's this side. This is the vacuum side with the hose on it. Yeah, let's just plug it in, because I got a little outlet right here. And like I said, there's really nothing that can go wrong. I mean, the worst thing it does is just not turn on, but it can't, like, blow up or something. I hope. Let's see. Make sure everybody can see it here. Oh, you can't even. I gotta tilt this whole camera down on YouTube. You guys can't even. There we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna plug it in straight up. I gotta put a little. Gotta put this here, because this is gonna. So that way the air can come out. But yeah, just plug this thing in. See if he's gonna work a little bit. You know, like I said, not much can really go wrong. The worst thing that can happen is we blow ourselves up. That's the worst thing. It's not that bad, guys. I'll tell you right now. Okay. This thing's good. Yep. All right, let's see if it works. No, it doesn't work anymore. Dang it. It's probably just something in the electronics. I gotta look through here and see. Something probably shorted. It probably got water in there. Or it definitely got water in there. It doesn't work. But the good thing is I literally got this from a window AC air conditioner from the scrapyard. It was thrown away anyway. I can easily get another one. But the good thing about those things are they actually put out. They actually have a lot of force. Like they're powerful. And one side is a vacuum side, one side is a air compressor side, pretty much, or you can compress whatever you want. Yeah, I do have a pressure gauge on this. Right now it's at I think 3 psi. Yeah, right now this is sitting at 3 psi. I pumped in 10, but obviously we've been letting it out just for fun. But it's still sat there. Yeah, it's a compressor. That the best live is on IG. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes people are like, sometimes people are like Facebook is best. Sometimes YouTube is best. Things lag, whatever. But I appreciate you, man. Yeah. You guys shared the live. Sure. You said, what if it doesn't become more efficient with size? If it doesn't become more efficient with size, then we can always downsize and just have a whole bunch of smaller machines, right? That's always a thing, too. You can always just have, like, 5 small machines in series. But no matter what, we want it to be continuous because then we can process way more plastic every day. You're an amazing human, my man. The world needs so much more of you running around. How old are you, matey? I'm 20. I'm 20. Oh, but thank you so much, man. I appreciate the compliment there. You know, here's the thing. The world already has tons of people that have minds better than me. It's just they haven't been activated. It's a seed, right? The seeds need to germinate. So the main thing we want to do right here is inspire and let people know, right? That it's possible to do things. And then their minds that are even better than my mind are going to open up and then start to do even better things than this at even younger ages. Ricky Christian, thank you for the badge. You know, man, you've always bought badges on like every live stream, Ricky Christian. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you. You said, wait, let me see if your question, James Mayhem. I'm scrolling up and all I see is answer my question. Answer my question. Well, if you just asked it twice, I would have found it. I don't know where it is now. You gotta just type it again. So what's your Cash App? It is $NatureJab. It's like the YouTube channel name. That's the same for Facebook as well because I don't have it in the chats, unfortunately. But yeah, guys, that's what it's all about. We want to inspire. There's people younger than me that have better minds than me. And they're going to do even better things than me. And all they need to know is that they can. And they're going to see somebody. I think this opens. Oh, what about if there's a bunch of spiders in here or something, right? Oh, it has a little screw on it. Do I have a screwdriver? I do have a little screwdriver. I'm just trying to see, like, what could possibly be in there that's making it not turn on. Because it's a pretty simple circuit. I think it has a start capacitor in there. Well, it shouldn't. There's really not much that could stop it from turning on. Oh my goodness. Oh, there are literally a bunch of spiders in there. You know what? We're gonna just leave that, okay? I'm done messing with it, guys. There are literally a bunch of spiders in there. I'm not doing that. Ugh. Yuck. Maybe they bit through the wires or something. Ugh. My head hurts now. I'm like icky now. I feel like things are crawling on me now. Oh, there's just a bunch of spider webs and crap in there. I mean, I can't blame them. Look, I'd make a house in there too if I was a spider. Shit, I'm just saying. But, you know, yeah, leave that to them. Can we turn spiders back into spider eggs? Yeah, let's reverse engineer spiders. Or everything we don't like in this world. Even if food doesn't produce good oil, I think it would be still cool to try one type of food to see if you get better. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. See, and we're going to be able to when this is up. Because, guys, you guys on YouTube remember. Now, maybe not most of you. Hey, who on YouTube remembers the Will It Pyrolysis series? Back when I had my Mark II reactor. Where you guys would suggest things for me to put in the machine, and we see if it'll make fuel. You said e-fuel will soon be a reality, I guess. Yeah, e-fuel. How many of you on YouTube remember that? Because we're going to be starting that again. Will it pyrolysis? You guys vote what we put in this machine. It could be cloves. It could be whatever. You vote, and we do it. We put it in and see not only will it make fuel, but what type of fuel will it make, how much will it make, all that type of stuff. Do all the numbers. So, how much does it cost for you to let it run one time? I haven't turned this one on yet. My last machine for a batch was 25 kilowatt hours of electricity at 5-hour run. But this one is a whole different beast. You've been here since the pyrolysis, the grass video. So look, this guy on my YouTube remember when I put grass in my machine and made natural gas out of grass. He's been here since that. We got $50 from Kiani McLean. For the $50, he said for the how do you say that word? Oh, the reciprocacy. The reciprocacy of the divine. Thank you so much for the $50 donation on the Cash App. McLean. I appreciate it so much. It truly means so much and is going to the project. So thank you again for the donation. I'm not sure which platform you're on, but just let me know which platform you're on: TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. And I'll for sure shout you out because I think you should talk to Nile Red. Yeah, as soon as Nile Red gets over here, reciprocate. I can't say that word for some reason. I usually pronounce every word pretty good, but that word has got me for some reason. What's up?
Peace, King. Peace. How you doing, man?
I'm great. What about you?
That's good, man. I'm good. Thank you, man. I love everything that you're doing. You know, these seeds that you plant in this generation, man. We love it. I just wanted to ask a question. Actually, it's like two questions at the same time. But let's say you're in the middle of nowhere, right? And you find some plastic and it has dirt on it, or you find some plastic in the water. Can you just put it in the machine from that, or does it have to be clean?
You can just put it right in the machine.
Okay. Yep. That's what I wanted to ask right there, man.
It will change your products. Well, let's say it has water on it. You will get some extra waters in your fuel that you have to separate out. And if it has like dirt on it, like let's say it has clay, your carbon product is going to have that clay in it, right? It's not going to just disappear. But it won't affect the machine at all. It will eat it right up. It will turn it on to fuel anyway.
Okay. So, all right, then. Well, I definitely appreciate that.
Great question, man. I appreciate your support so much.
Absolutely, man. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
All right.
He said he's avoiding my question because it creates more pollution. Wait, somebody else type what he asked, because I never see his actual question. So what did James Mayhem ask? Or as a matter of fact, James Mayhem, I'm gonna invite you in. You could just ask me straight to my face. You could just say it to me. I'm gonna invite you in, James Mayhem. You could just ask me. Because I never see the question. I never see it. But he keeps saying, I'm asking. So I invited you up to speak, James. It's up to you if you want your question answered. You accept the invite if you truly want your question answered. Or are you just typing in the chat? Up to you, because you're up to speak now. All right, well, just as anticipated, I don't think he's joining. You said he won't answer. You bet $100. Well, he's not up. He's not joining. So I didn't really expect it. You know, most of these people that say these things, they usually don't tend to. Oh, here he is. What's up, man?
Does that create pollution?
This machine.
Yes.
The machine does not create a pollution or emissions.
Does burning the fuel create pollution?
We're not burning. We're not burning anything in the machine.
The fuel?
Yeah, the fuel itself, when you burn the fuel, right, it will create the sources or the byproducts of burning, which will be pollution, of course.
Thank you.
That's it?
All I want.
All right, well, thank you for joining in, James. You said that pollution is reversible. Yes, great point there. So, if this machine created pollution, it'll be way worse. But since we only are getting pollution from the oils that we burn, it's actually better, because pretty much the only pollution we're getting from the oils burning is really just CO2. Really. Once you have it cleaned up, filtered, catalytic converter, modern engine, proper ratio, air to fuel ratio, pretty much mostly just CO2 water vapor. Plant some trees, plant some grass, start a garden. You know, come on now. Take some biochar from this reactor and put it in a field. And the bacteria and fungi in here are going to infiltrate the porous biochar and suck CO2 out the air. So, we should have been planting trees anyways, guys, but this will be a great incentive. Let's just do everything. Let's clean the oceans. Let's reforest the Amazon. Let's reforest the Sahara Desert. Let's just, the Gobi Desert. Let's just do it all, guys. Come on. Now, I'm serious, though, because I'm gonna start the Trillion Trees Foundation. We're going to plant 1 trillion trees. That's going to be the goal. You know, we are the Trillionaires Club. We're going to plant 1 trillion trees. It's going to be the goal. That's going to come a little bit later. But that's the best solution to CO2. Just plant some damn trees. Come on now. People want to talk about all this and all that. You're going to tell me we should rather leave the plastic in the ocean because of CO2? Just plant some trees. Seriously. What's up, man? I cannot hear you if you said something.
Hey, man.
What's up?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of had a few questions. My first big question is, do you see like diesel fuel being like the future in a way? Like, do you see diesel engines like taking over?
Like still being around?
Yeah, like, you know, making more of them for this kind of thing.
Oh, this could definitely like save gas engines, and I say that in quotations because, guys, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Gas engines were never gonna truly disappear to begin with. They would have just lied and acted like no, that's not true. But yeah, for sure, because now like this fuel is literally like if you take the carbon from this, right, and you use it as fertilizer in the ground, it literally is carbon negative fuel. That's better than electric on a carbon cycle of things because you're not having to slave children to get lithium at the same time, right? You could just put your carbon in the ground, get plastic, clean it up from the environment, and make fuel at the same time without having to enslave somebody, right? So this is literally going to be better. So yeah, I do think that it definitely will in that way save the engines because, you know, like it's on paper, statistically going to be better, and it's dealing with waste at the same time as well.
Cool. My next question was kind of like, you know, I know like I've seen some things like, you know, people like, you know, worrying for your safety and all that kind of thing. And I just kind of wonder, like, do you worry like that people won't give you the credit for like making this kind of thing?
I don't worry about that at all. Because here's the thing. Once you learn something, you never unlearn it. And especially if something's been presented in a proper way, you have a face behind it. Even if somebody completely stole this machine, beat me to the punch. Most people right now in the world know about the process of pyrolysis, turning plastics into fuel, because they have seen my videos, my channel. So no matter what happens, even if I don't even get a single dollar from the big machine, at the end of the day, no matter what happens, people will remember, okay, yes, now this guy is doing this better than NatureJab is, but I remember learning about this from being NatureJab's live stream, seeing his video on TikTok, whatever. So that's all we're here for. That's the true legacy right there.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I like that answer. Yeah, I wonder about it because I often think like electric cars are not gonna be it. Like it seems like such a scam, honestly. Like I don't.
Look, man, I can only say so much. I can only say so much because, you know, I can easily get shut down and flagged for hate speech like I have before on TikTok for just saying things that are just reality, right? But I'll say it like this, right? There are certain figures behind these things like electric cars and these other green things that are literally the opposite of who you would think would be behind it. I'm just gonna put it like that. It's all a giant commingled of the same thing. Like you would never think this company that does this would be backing this green thing or this electric thing, but yet it's all in bed together. I just say it like that. You know, you can draw your own conclusions, but it's certainly all a plan. I'll say it like that, and it's not gonna work. I promise you. Look, we as humans have been burning things forever. There is something called the carbon cycle for a reason. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You're not just gonna come along out of nowhere and look. Even look at all the sci-fi movies, Star Trek. Their big ships burn fuel. You know what I'm saying? Like even in the future, we see things still. So I just, you know, I do think there's a place for electric. I think electric cars have certain pros and cons, but I don't think it should be a polarization where it's like everybody has to have electric. Nobody can ever have gas again, because there's certain things about gas and engines that you can never replace an engine with just an electric motor, and you can't replace an electric motor with an engine. There's pros and cons. So I'm not against electric at all, but I'm for a choice, and I think everybody should have a choice, especially when we can make carbon negative fuel out of something that would have ended up in the ocean or the landfill.
Cool, man. I guess my last question that I can think of right now is, you know, often like when I'm watching you talk about the pyrolysis process, I'm a little bit confused. I'm not familiar with it, and I kind of want to know, like, can you explain it a little bit in layman's terms, you know, like how that works?
Yeah, I'll definitely explain it. Thank you so much, Competition Frenchies, for another badge on Instagram. I appreciate you, man, so much. So I have the perfect demonstration right here to show you. The perfect prop, literally. So how does this work? So how it's going to work is the first step of pyrolysis is there cannot be any oxygen or air in there, because we cannot burn the plastic. We cannot set it on fire, make smoke. That's going to ruin what we're trying to do. Plastic comes from crude oil, right? So we want to, since it comes from crude oil and it's essentially made of crude oil, it's pretty much the solid form of crude oil. We want to be able to extract the liquid fuels and the gaseous fuels out of that plastic, out of that solid form, and return them to crude oil. And the only way to do that is through heat. So the process of pyrolysis is when you break something apart with heat. Now you're not burning it, like I said before, because if you're burning it, you're burning the actual fuels out of the plastic right then and there instead of collecting them later. So we load plastic in from the front, right? And then inside these machines, this one is going to have some blades that spin it and move it down and agitate it. Once the plastic is inside, we turn microwaves on, right? The microwaves heat up the plastic and it breaks down. Now, since there's no oxygen, when the microwaves heat it up, it does not catch on fire. Instead, what happens is the plastic ends up, first of all, going to a liquid, right? Liquid plastic, and then it cracks again, or it breaks down under a permanent chemical change from the heat. The bonds of the plastic that made it a solid literally split into multiple different bonds. So it's no longer plastic anymore. It's a permanent chemical change. It's returned to crude oil vapor, right? Then that crude oil vapor will then go up into these pipes, and we have a condenser that's connected, and that condenser cools down the vapor to then turn it back into a liquid or into an oil. And since, like I said, it's a permanent chemical change, that when it cools down, it doesn't turn back into plastic. It turns into actual crude oil because it's a permanent chemical change. So it's reverse engineering plastic.
That's crazy. I don't know if anyone else in the chat like understood it better than me, but you really helped me understand it right then.
Oh, hey man, I'm glad. That's what we're here for. Education.
Hell yeah. I guess I kind of wonder next, like, how did you get into it? Like, what school or whatever, like, what got you, what made you light bulb moment, you know?
Well, I didn't go to school for this. I completely self-taught myself online. And, you know, what it came down to was I was just trying to figure out, because I learned that, you know, like, I was paying for recycling, right? And I looked up online that was actually just ending up being thrown in landfills or oceans. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to, they're lying to me and I'm paying for them to lie to me. I'm just going to do it myself, right? So I was like, I'm going to figure out a way to turn plastic into, recycle it here at home and genuinely recycle any type of plastic, not just clean ones, dirty ones, everything, right? And then I looked up different ways, and then I eventually found this, like, this Instructables website on, like, how to make a plastic into fuel reactor. And it was just like a guy with like something on his stove. Now, first of all, I was like, plastic into fuel? What is that? And for a second, I'm like, why is this guy in like Belarus have a metal thing on his gas stove inside? I was like, hey, this time I was in welding class, so I knew how to weld, right? So I was like, well, that looks very simple. It's really just a pipe with pipes coming out. And then you just close and seal it. So I was all right, let's just do it. It's not going to hurt me. Put together something and see if it worked. And it did work. On a really small and horrible level. It barely worked, but I saw that, okay, you can turn plastic into fuel. But that was doing it the regular way with a flame, right? So basically, we had a container, right? I told you we use microwaves to heat this up. Microwaves are way more efficient. Regular pyrolysis, you have a container. Like, let's just I'll take this water bottle, right, for example. Pretend like we have plastic loaded in here. This is a reactor. We have a flame under here. So the flame has to travel, the heat has to travel from the flame through the air to the bottom of this. It has to conduct to the inside of this, then into the plastic within it. Then the plastic has to conduct the rest of the heat from the plastic into the rest of the plastic. And plastic is an insulator, so it wastes a ton of time and heat energy because it's inefficient heating. And that's all the pyrolysis you could see DIY at home on the internet before I started making videos on microwave pyrolysis, right? All you could find was just using a flame. So I then was like, I did that for a little bit, and I'm like, we have to make this better because it needs to be more efficient. It's taking too long. It wastes so much energy. There has to be another way to make it better. I was walking around my kitchen. I was just looking around like, how can we cook things? Well, we used to cook things really quick. Like, oven, no, that's not good. Air fryer, well, it has air. That's not going to work either. Pressure cooker, oh, pressure cooker's cool, but no, it's only meant for water. I looked over, I saw the microwave. I'm like, wait a minute. I put a hot pocket in you versus the oven, and what cooks quicker every time? So I was like, eureka, boom, let's use some microwaves. But the issue at that point was there had not been anybody online anywhere that had made a microwave pyrolysis reactor at home. There had been microwave pyrolysis reactors in science labs and in some warehouses and things, but no guides or nobody had done it at home up to that point. So I was pretty much just in the trenches blind, just trying to figure out how to put designs together, how to mount these things together. And I did put, my Mark I reactor. It worked. The microwave, it didn't work good because I didn't have good efficiencies and things, but it worked. And then at that point, I'm like, okay, I did that for a year. That was completely offline. Then I made my Mark II. That started to go on YouTube with that. I wasn't on TikTok, Instagram, no, just YouTube. A lot of people on YouTube might remember that. Mark II, I made. Then on Mark II, it worked even better. We started to put different things in there because I was like, oh, plastic works. We ran a weed whacker off of it and stuff. I'm like, this is real now. So then when I started to make the real oils, then I went on TikTok, Instagram, and stuff, started showing the whole world. I'm like, we did this. And we built Mark III, which blew up. And then we built Mark IV, which is behind me. She had an electrical fire way back there. She's so small now compared to Mark 4.5 here. But now we have Mark 4.5, which is even better, the best one yet. And once this one is done, I mean, it's crazy. And look, you can pretty much see this whole story of things on my YouTube channel, right? Because you can go like from my first video all the way up to my latest video, and you'll see the whole story. You'll even see a video about how we went through the design process of getting up to this design that we're using now for Mark 4.5. Like, how do we think about, like, oh, why did we use the blades? What type of blades do we use? You know, what are the pros and disadvantages? You know, we went through all that on a YouTube video about a year ago. So yeah, man, that's what it's been, man. It's been a long journey.
It kind of makes you wonder, like, you know, did someone figure this out a long time ago and then just not tell anybody, you know?
You know, here's the thing. Because, I told you, I'm self-taught, right? Everything that I know about this, I read on research papers online at home. So it's not, like, new. This has been done before. Even microwave pyrolysis has been done before. Not in the backyard, but it's been done before. There's papers from, like, the 1950s on it. Here's the thing, though. I truly believe this technology is suppressed. It's known science all around the world. I literally would read research papers from universities in every country of the world that would do this process. And yet, if you say the word pyrolysis to people, they're like, what is that? Right? People don't know about it, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's what I was kind of thinking. Is like, it took you like 2 years to get to this point now?
I've been doing this for almost 4 now. So yeah, we've been here for a while.
But still, like, that seems like a short amount of time in comparison to, like, you know, all the other ways that people have been getting fuel. I mean, it really does seem like a suppressed technology, and that's why, I mean, I think this channel and all that's just so amazing, because you're really, you know, seeing you is what put me on this, you know, like I had no idea that plastic could be turned into fuel, and it just makes me excited, honestly.
For sure. It just opens your mind to, like, you just see everything different. Because then it's not just plastic. What about when I tell you we could put tires in there? We could put biomass, grass, cloves. Like, it's just like, wait a minute, what is waste? What is trash? Has all this just been a scam? Has all this just been a business ploy? Because this technology has been around since the Greeks. The word pyrolysis comes from the Greeks. It's been around for that long. It's been real science. So many research papers, and we barely know about it. It's like, maybe there's a reason. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It makes me, because, like, I knew before that, like, there was ways of making, like diesel engine fuel. Like
biodiesel. Yeah,
biodiesel. And that's kind of what I was like, is that what this is? But no, it's much bigger than that, honestly. Because, I mean, like you keep talking about all the waste that's in the ocean. Like, you hear about that shit all the time. And, you know, it's just, there's like, oh, there's nothing we can do about it, when clearly there is.
And there's been a way. There's been a solution. But it hasn't been told to us, though. That's the weirdest part. It'd be one thing if it's been told to us and it just, like, doesn't work. But we haven't even been told about it. People don't even know what that word means. They don't even know how to spell it, most people, until they heard about it now. So there literally is a suppression. That's just period. Because I've never seen a science that is so important and so integral. Look, the process of pyrolysis is literally what Earth uses to create crude oil. It's literally how Earth takes algae and trees and whatever they say, dinosaurs, whatever they say. Look, it goes underground. Look, all that stuff ends up underground. No oxygen. Guess what's underground too? Heat and pressure. The heat without oxygen, same thing. Oil. It's the same process that Earth uses. That's why it's been around since the beginning of Earth, and yet we have not been taught about it like that in schools. Only people that really study science really know about it. We had a chemical engineer on here the other night, talking to me just like you, and I asked him, okay, he's in school for chemical engineering. Did you guys learn about pyrolysis? He said, barely. I'm like, what? You're going to
That's such a
school for
crucial
this, and you
part,
barely
though.
learn about it. That's called suppression, if you ask me.
And it shows, at least in that regard, that the schools are just not teaching certain things.
Oh yeah, for sure. They definitely
And-
have a certain
And it kind of makes you, wonder. It's like, okay, you know, if we're in this system where things aren't being taught, what other systems are there that aren't teaching certain things?
Yeah, and how much ancient technology that's been around since the beginning of Earth do we not know about? This is just one of many other things.
One facet.
And Nikola Tesla looked into a lot of these ancient technologies that have been around since Earth. And same thing, even though he's found them out, well, he didn't find them out, but he focused on them and he proved that it's real. We don't hear about that nowadays. You know, a lot of stuff just happens. There's certain powers that don't want certain things, but the people want it, and people ultimately have the power.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what I feel like. That's why I feel like it's so important. Like you just being so vocal, even with just me. Like I see so many comments that are like, "Don't tell anybody what your process is." But it's like if everyone knows it, then you can do it on your own and make your own damn tool.
That's why I'm making a book. That's why it's open source. That's why I go live showing you me building it. That's why I explain it in open transparency to everybody how I do it. Thank you, Picture, for the badge on Instagram. I tell everybody because yes. There is a risk to me. There is a risk. I can be, because especially since I talk like I do, it might not even be the machine. It might be me saying too much to too large of an audience why they get me. But it doesn't matter if they get me, because there's we have people in here every live stream that are building their own machines as we speak. They come in here asking for advice. I'm writing a book with blueprints in it. I have YouTube videos on everything, Rumble. YouTube, every platform, showing me build it. So no matter what happens to me, the technology is out now. The veil has been broken. People know this is our thing, and they're not going to forget it, no matter what happens now.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I know how to weld a little bit, and, like, I see you doing it, and I'm like, dude, I feel like I could do that, Like, it doesn't seem super difficult,
Look, man, I'm using things that already exist. Valves that are. I got these valves from Amazon. I got the manway from eBay. Microwaves from the scrapyard. It's not like we're coming up with something, building it, tinkering it from the bare bones up. We're literally just taking things that already exist and just putting it together. Propane tanks that already exist. So yes.
The Mark IV looks like it comes from a scrapyard, bro. Like, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's because they got rust on it and stuff. But it used to look like a spaceship. People used to say that when I had the installation on it. But yeah, scrapyard parts. Like, the truth is, like, anybody can do it. It's just, I tell people you got to stay safe because it is dangerous to do. But the truth of the matter is, I'm 20. I'm self-taught. I didn't even go to college. If I did this, you can do it too. Anybody can do it, truth be told.
Well, I mean, it's like, so many other things like farming, like they don't want you to do that either. It's like, things like that. Like, we should be doing these things on our own. I mean, think about a world in which you could go to the store, buy your groceries with all the plastic and shit that's in it, put it in a reactor, make your fuel for that week too. Like, that would be crazy, bro.
It is crazy.
Like, you're talking about it being at, like, the mall or whatever. What if you had one on your own and you were doing that? Like, you know how much money you would save on gas? Like, it would be crazy. Like, nobody would be going to the damn gas station anymore because you just do it at home.
That's probably the reason why this is suppressed, just like right there. And probably not even because of the gas station. People need to remember how political. I can just touch surface level on this, or I'll get in trouble. But people need to remember how political gas and oil is, because it literally is like, I know, like, money, the love of money is what runs the world, rid of all evil. But the next thing right under that is crude oil and energy, right? And we go to wars over it. We do crazy, horrible things. And if somebody came along and told you that you don't have to do this to this group of people to get this thing, because you could just make it in your backyard, it might throw some things off. That's as deep as I can go. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for talking to me, dude. I was really crossing my fingers to get on the stream today because I wanted to have a real conversation with you. I see some of these goons that come on here and just.
Yeah, man. You have some great questions, man. And look, man.
Thank you.
It always inspires me to see people that are so inspired. You know, you're like, man, I might just do it myself because it's like that's why I do this. You know, like I said, for my first machine, I was completely offline. You know, I didn't show anybody, but I wanted to show people for this reason right here because we need this. We truly need this. In the world.
No kidding. It's not just good for you. It's good for literally everybody.
Yep.
Like,
exactly.
I mean, where'd you say you're from? Like England or whatever?
I'm in Georgia, the state of Georgia.
Oh, great. I'm from Alabama.
Oh, okay. So you're not even far, dude. Man. You're not even far. So you look at that right there, around your backyard, pretty much. We got the same trees behind us, pretty much. Yeah, you see, man, it's just like that, and that's what it is. Because I'm somebody right here in Georgia doing this, 20 years old, man. Imagine that everybody has one of these in their backyard, man. We will dismantle these things just collectively together, just like that. So that's the real motive. You know, people want to say I'm at risk for building these machines. I'm not at risk for the machine or building the machine. I'm at risk because of the idea of what it means. That's what I'm at risk for.
Yeah, dude. It shouldn't even be like that. Like that's so fucked.
But look, I'm dismantling that too. I'm going to break that paradigm too, because most people, when they do something like this, they are greedy and they do want to have all the money and they never want to share it with people. But I'm literally breaking that because I'm literally going the opposite way. Before I even have my industrial machine, I'm literally going to put out blueprints on how to build it. Somebody could get ahead of me and make a machine before I do. But guess what? Once those blueprints are out in the book form, physical, they can't wipe it. People get it all over the world. Dude, it's set. Like these paradigms are being broken. That's all I'm saying. That's what we do around here.
And not gonna lie, like I feel like, you know, like you could be a greedy POS and do it that route. But what if doing it this way, becoming a teacher and showing other people how to do it? What if that's what makes you the money? You know, like you can still make a great career out of just teaching other people how to do this. You know, like it's not
absolutely.
It's just your mindset at the end of the day.
And honestly, I believe, you know, well, it truly is what it is. Money is just a form of energy. It's a manifestation of energy, right? And attention and work. And so ultimately, if you're in good intentions, you do things, money will always just come. That's why I don't let money make the decision for me. That's why I'm still doing this in my backyard. If I let money make the decision for me, I would have already given half of my company by now, and I would have been already industrial, because I've had plenty of opportunities. But I know this is deeper than that. I know that I need to keep this in my hands, because I know that I'm actually here for all of humanity, not just for profit. You know, I'm just going to let it get scooped up by a big evil company, and that's just what we do.
Hey, man, dude, like, I can see the good in you just from that, bro. Like, my heart goes out to you, dude. That's crazy, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Much love to you, brother.
Much love to you, dude.
And thank you for your questions, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You stay blessed.
Stay blessed, dude.
I think somebody had bought a badge. It was Frenchies. Thank you, Frenchies, for the badge. But yeah, guys, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's why I'm doing the blueprints. That's why I'll show you me making it. That's just what it is, guys. You said this is already used industrially. If you can go online and find a continuous microwave pyrolysis reactor that is actually built and in use on an industrial large scale, then I'll give it to you. Well, I literally just this morning was looking it up, and you can't find one that checks all those boxes. There are some designs for some, but they haven't been built yet, right? And their designs are also different than this design too. This design is so cool because this design can work at an industrial level, my hypothesis, but also obviously it works in a backyard home level too, right? So there's a pretty good, cool design of this technology. I'll say it like that. Because you can build it yourself and have it run at your house, or you could also scale it up and have it at an industrial level. So yeah, if you can find one, then I'll give you the props for sure. Julian, better watch out before I take that design. And you know, here's the good thing, guys. Here's the amazing part. Night Law, thank you for the badge on Instagram. Here's the amazing part, guys. Listen, since this is open source, nobody could patent this. Nobody. No big company, no big evil person, nobody can patent it. It's for everybody. It's for the world. This design of Mark 4.5 and Mark 4 have been out online for over a year without being patented. They are officially open source. You could make these machines and sell them, and nobody can sue you. They are literally for the world, okay? Literally. I can't even patent it now, even if I wanted to. It's been a year. I can't. Nobody can patent it. All right? So unless these companies break the law, which they usually do anyway, it's too late now, though, because people are already starting to build these. They're open source. That's what we're about. All right, I'll let one more person here on the Instagram, and we'll call it a night there. Because I've been out here all day working on this. Let's see. All types of birds flying around here. I love these birds.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey there. Can you see me?
I cannot see you.
Here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I cannot see you.
Well, I thought the screen's a bit more has a bit more light, but I'm sorry. I hope it works out like that. I hope you can hear me fine, at least.
Oh yeah, I can hear you fine. Oh no, there's mosquitoes out here. Dang it, guys, there's mosquitoes. Yeah, what's your question, man?
Yeah, my question is, I'm kind of a technical person, and I just have one small question, because when about the microwave thing, because at least what I got taught in school or by my parents or all the people I knew is, when you put something in a microwave, then normally just the water part gets heated up. So my question is, if you put plastic, like a plastic bowl in your microwave, it's not going to heat up that much. Mm-hmm. So if you put it in for like hours in your machine, is like the metal part
I'll
or
explain
the
that.
plastic's
I'll explain
getting
how that
heat
works. All right, so
yeah.
You're right. Plastics have a low dielectric loss. What the heck does that mean? A low dielectric loss means that a microwave transparent, which means microwaves go right through them. Microwaves do not heat them. Microwaves do not get absorbed, do not reflect off of them. They just act like they're not there. How in the world can you take a plastic bowl, put it in your microwave oven, and it doesn't turn into fuel? But I put it in here and it turns it into fuel. It's because I actually don't heat up the plastic. I heat up what we call a microwave susceptor. So a microwave susceptor is a material that readily absorbs microwaves to a crazy degree, even more than water, and turns it into a ton of thermal heat. Carbon,
like metal.
No, metal does not absorb microwaves. Metal reflects it. Carbon.
Yeah, but just if you put like a metal part in your microwave, it starts.
Well, but your whole microwave is made of metal. Your whole microwave body is made of metal. Metal reflects it. The reason why that metal fork sparks is because there's sharp points and it forms an antenna for plasma to form. That's different.
Yeah, you're true.
So,
yeah, that's right.
As I was saying, we add carbon because carbon readily absorbs microwaves, and literally on the surface nucleation point, you get to like 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
1,000 C pretty much. Very, very hot. And guess what happens to the plastic as it breaks down in the reactor? It turns into carbon. So then it ends up just feeding itself, and then it just ends up, doing its own thing, heating it. The plastic turns to carbon, which then helps more plastic be broken down. So that's how we do it.
Oh, okay, all right. Because, the standard process where I remember it, like what you do, so is like making tinder on a campfire. You put like cloth into a can.
Into
a can without oxygen, and then it turns into tinder.
Yep.
And so it's pretty much the same.
That's the process of pyrolysis right there. Yep. It turns into carbon. And you know that the gases that come off of that can, you can light those gases. They'll set on fire because that's the fuel concept.
Yeah, it's like wood gas or something like that. Yeah,
it's the wood gas.
If you would just make a fire below your reactor, it would also work, right?
It would work, but it's less efficient. Way less efficient.
It's less efficient. Yeah, with the microwave, with the magnetrons, you can really focus the point of energy into your reactor, right?
Exactly. Volumetric heating from the inside out.
Yeah.
Great questions there, man. Where are you from?
I'm from Germany. Yeah,
Germany.
I just found out about you, and right now it's dark. It's night, so that's why it's so dark.
Well, great question, man. I'm glad you're a part of this, and I appreciate your support.
Yeah, thank you for having me on here. I hope you really get your machine out there, and maybe you, if you want to do it, in my opinion, if you want to do it on a big scale, you should somehow try to get it patented.
Oh,
maybe.
I have a
don't know.
patent filed for a different design that's not shown here, but all these designs are open source.
Okay.
My patent's on a different design.
Don't. Okay, interesting. Yeah, don't show to anyone. So.
Yeah, of course.
You know. Well, man, and thanks a lot, and
all right, man.
yeah.
Much love to Germany.
Have
Thank
a good
you.
way. Thank you, man. Goodbye.
Hey, goodbye. Somebody said if the elites see this, you'll be silenced. Guys, if you guys want to see what silenced is on every social media, I've already been silenced. Go on my YouTube channel. Go on my YouTube channel and look at the views. Because I'm always constantly growing in subscribers. I'm always uploading. But look at the views. Tell me about silenced. Okay? Even on YouTube right now, we only have 16 people live, almost 20,000 subscribers. They already are onto me, guys. They already know what I do, okay? I say too much. I do too much. It's already there. It's already out. That's what it is, and that's okay, because I'm going to keep going anyway. We're obviously fine on the other social medias until they shut me down. TikTok get a little bit weird with me. TikTok will flag my stuff for hate speech sometimes. Instagram has been usually good. Instagram, Facebook, but sometimes they act a little bit weird. But YouTube, my YouTube has literally, guys, my YouTube has been shadow banned for over a year now. Like, my YouTube has been shadow banned since Mark 3. We're on Mark 4.5. So if you want to see the definition of shadow banning, suppression, censorship, look at my YouTube channel. Look at the views on my latest video I uploaded today. It's literally crazy. It's crazy. Like, I uploaded that video this morning. I think it literally only has like 100 views right now, right? Or something like that. Some stupidly low number. So that right there is a definition, guys, of the suppression. But like I said, it doesn't stop me. I keep going. I keep uploading anyway. I'm going to keep going at every single social media. We could have 10 people in here on every social media. If I want to go live and talk to people, I will talk to those 10 people, if that's what it is. If I want to go live and I want to share the message, it will be shared. Even if just one person hears it, it's worth it, okay? That's what we do, guys. But thank you all for stopping by today. We'll be going live again tomorrow. I got some more things that I'm going to be working on with this. But every day, this thing is coming closer and closer. Is it still holding pressure, though? We've been talking a lot. Maybe there's a small leak. Oh, never mind. There's not. But almost all the air is out, though. But there you go. You see it. We got all the air out now. But it's been holding pressure the whole live stream. So we did it, guys. It's airtight. She ain't leaking. Hermetically sealed. Let's do it. Thank you guys so much for joining by. See you guys tomorrow.